This is America's most underrated airport. This is Orlando's International Airport, better known as MCO, and it's one of the biggest low-cost carrier hubs in the world. It has some scenic views outside and inside the main terminal, a hotel, an outdoor SkyTrain, and it's the gateway to the theme park capital of the world. This is MCO. So first off, why do people even visit Orlando? Well, it's no secret that people primarily visit to go to their world-renowned theme parks, including Walt Disney World, 4 parks which average an astounding 49.1 million visitors a year. Universal Studios, which also has 4 parks that average a total of 20.6 million visitors a year, and they had their newest one open up this past year in 2025, being Epic Universe. Along with that, SeaWorld averages 4.3 million of their own visitors every year. The city offers diverse attractions, warm year-round weather, extensive dining, shopping, and entertainment options for all families. It's also home to the NBA's Orlando Magic, who drafted Shaquille O'Neal back in 1992. It's not just basketball either, it's also a prominent host city for college football bowl games. 3 of them to be exact. The Cheez-It Citrus Bowl, the Pop-Tarts Bowl, and the Cure Bowl. And all of these games are played at Camping World Stadium, which I actually flew over and showed in one of my previous videos. Now, the big question is, why is Orlando International Airport called MCO? Where did that come from? You know, the rest of the airport codes, they make sense. Atlanta, ATL, Philadelphia, PHL, Miami, MIA. So why would Orlando not go with something like ORL or OND, something that better represents the city? Well, ORL was already taken by Orlando's regional executive airport just a few miles away. MCO actually comes from the airport's previous name of McCoy Air Force Base. It stems from Colonel Michael Norman White McCoy. He was a Strategic Air Command officer who ironically died in a plane crash in 1957. It wasn't until the 1970s that they actually began converting this once military airfield into a civilian airport, which would later adopt the MCO name after McCoy. Scheduled airlines like Delta, Eastern Airlines, National Airlines, and Southern Airways were already operating flights out of the airport, which at that point was known as the Orlando Jetport at McCoy. Construction began on what would become the modern terminal complex. It had centralized land sides and the first airside concourses, even though they wouldn't open until the early 1980s. MCO's main terminal, now called Terminals A and B, it opened on October 2nd of 1981. It was primarily created to handle the increased tourism to Central Florida. It has continued to grow, opening Terminal C in 2022 to further increase capacity. Now, we all know MCO is busy, but exactly how busy is it? Well, it currently sits as the 9th busiest airport in the United States, and it's maintained the title of Florida's busiest airport. It towers over rival cities like Miami, which averages only 25 million passengers a year. So really, there's no competition in terms of passenger traffic. It's not close at all. Orlando processes an average of 57.5 million passengers every single year. 2023 was a record year, with over 57.74 million people coming through. It sits currently as the 18th busiest airport in the entire world, which is really incredible if you think about it. To put it into perspective, the world's busiest airport, Hartsfield-Jackson in Atlanta, sees about 108 million passengers every single year, which is completely unreachable. So Orlando processes about half of that. At MCO, domestic passengers take up about 86% of traffic, while 7.8 million international travelers take up the other 14%. And yes, MCO is a popular destination for foreign airlines, like Air France, British Airways, Iberia, Avianca, and it serves many parts of the world from Europe to Asia and into South America. So what airline is the main hub at this tourism juggernaut? You'd probably think it's a major US airline like Delta or American or United. No. You'd be incorrect. Well, it actually used to be a major hub for Delta Airlines, but that ceased in 2007, mainly because consumers demanded lower airfare. Matter of fact, MCO is the world's largest low-cost centric airport. It's a major operating base for Spirit Airlines, Southwest Airlines, JetBlue Airways, and even Breeze Airways. Now, why in the world would these be MCO's main residents? Let's think about it from a logistics standpoint. What is the main reason people travel to Orlando? As previously stated, theme parks, sporting events, and family getaways. It's known that a lot of money is going to be spent in the city of Orlando, so consumers utilize these low-cost carriers because they actually don't want to spend their hard-earned cash on the flight, but rather the experiences that the city has to offer. The title of this video was that this is America's most underrated airport. What separates MCO from other airports? Why is MCO even superior? One of the biggest things, it's designed for flow, not chaos. The terminal design spread out the crowd, limiting gate congestion and has quieter concourses along with easier navigation than mega terminals like you'll see at ATL, LAX, or JFK. Another really important detail, it's a lot newer and a lot more modern than most other airports in the US. One thing that makes it really stand out is the Hyatt Hotel, located right in the middle of MCO's main terminal. It opened in August of 1992, and again, it's located inside the airport's terminal with direct access to all gates, and it serves as a popular hotel for those traveling with Disney Cruise Line. And on top of that, it has great runway and ramp views, which for people like me is a plane spotter paradise. The airport is not nearly done growing. Tourism continues to rise, so that means MCO must get bigger. The SkyTrain is one of the most important features that MCO has to offer. You wouldn't even be able to go to your gate without it. It's one of the most scenic airport transit systems in America. While a lot of airports have underground or indoor trains, MCO has an outdoor track with impressive runway and ramp views along with colorful views of Florida's landscape. It's currently undergoing a $253 million two-year project. It started in December of 2025 and they plan to be done with it around the fall of 2027. It's basically just replacing the current trains with more reliable vehicles and infrastructure for gates 70 through 129. Here's another word for you, Brightline. Brightline is a modern, higher-speed inner-city passenger rail service in Florida. Its extension to MCO connects Central Florida with South Florida, including cities like Miami, West Palm Beach, Boca Raton, Fort Lauderdale, and Aventura, all by train. The service launched in late 2023 and represents the first of its kind in the U.S., a high-speed inner-city rail station directly at a major airport. Yet another thing that puts MCO atop other airports. Brightline trains can run up to about 125 miles an hour, making rail travel competitive with driving and often more convenient than flying once you take into account wait times at the airport. Alright, one final thing that puts Orlando at the top of my airport list, weather. Orlando has some of the most predictable weather in the world. Usually sunshine, there's some rain showers that don't typically last more than an hour. No snow, no ice, no blizzards. And like I said, storms are fast and predictable. It allows things to consistently run efficiently, meaning no long-lasting delays or major inconveniences for the passengers. So let's recap. What makes MCO America's most underrated airport? Its close distance from the endless attractions in the city, the hotel right in the middle of the terminal, the desire to and delivery of expansion, the outdoor SkyTrain, the absence of delays and inconveniences mainly caused by the use of low-cost carriers, and the sleek and modern feel that gives passengers a nice vacation vibe and significantly reduces stress. Now make sure to subscribe to Bale's Aviation and leave in the comments which airport you think I should review next. Thank you guys so much for watching, and stay tuned because we got a pretty heavy few months coming up.